Hey, all you change agents out there, Shawn here. I want to talk with you for a few minutes about individual behavior, the social environment, and character development. Okay? Character is one of those concepts that's really fuzzy for a lot of people. Like, what does it really mean? What is character? And how does it develop, right? And when you understand character development, then you're really going to be much more empowered to understand why it's so important that you care about what you're doing with your daily life. Because in fact, the ultimate truth here, just to skip to the end, is that everything you do is shaping the character of the people around you and is shaping the character of the places around you. And both of those people and places are later on coming back and affecting you with the very types of thoughts and actions and intentions and attitudes that you helped to instill in them, right? So if you care about yourself, and you should, based on the virtue of self-interest, right, then you will care about how you treat other people and what you do with other people. And you will understand how important it is that the people who are around you and who are around your children are people of good character. Because, let's say you are a guardian ad litem, for example. You work for the state and your job is to make sure children are being treated well in the home and that they have a voice in a legal proceeding. Well, then you need to know that the people around that child are influencing that child. And so if the people around that child have bad character, then you should care about that, right? Because they're going to be influencing that child in his or her development towards a positive or negative character set, right? A trait, positive or negative habits of thought and action. And that's going to be manifested through their character in life. Or that's the way that character is manifested, I should say, through your habits of thought and action, right? So there's a common misconception out there that any person can walk into any situation and suddenly change based upon that situation, right? And that's giving a little bit too much power to the situation, right? Because if that were true, then if a good guy like me walked into a bad situation with lots of bad people telling me what to do, then suddenly I would just do it, and I would become a bad person, right? But you know that's not true if you think about that. That is not how it works. And the reason is because I have character, and the place where I'm in, the social norms of that place have a certain character. So even if the social norms of a given environment, social environment, are antisocial, or they are against humanity, they are against the well-being and flourishing of human beings, as long as I am not antisocial in my behavior, in my thinking and acting, well then I will not be like that just because the place I'm in is like that, right? Of course, I will experience conflicts because I'm not in a matching place. I'm a pro-social person. That means I act in ways that are promoting well-being for everyone, not just for the CEO or the boss or for myself and selfishness. You know what I mean? So, in fact, individual behavior arises because it has become habituated responses, habituated approach and response. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. That, in other words, means that Shawn has developed certain ways of acting in certain situations. And once you know what my habits of action are, then you can kind of predict how I'm likely to act or get along, what kind of a fit I will be for an organization or for a particular partner or for a particular, group or friend set, right? So an example of this would be that if somebody falls on the railroad tracks on the subway and there are people in that audience who see that, and one of them cares about other people and is self-directed, they have their own ability to direct themselves even if no one else tells them what to do, they're more likely to go out there and jump on the tracks and save that person than the guy who is oblivious to other people and is just selfish and only does something that someone else tells him to do. Because in this case, there ain't nobody telling you to go jump on the tracks, right? And the only way that you would go jump on the tracks is if you cared about other people all the time, as much as you cared about yourself. And you understood that their well-being is your well-being, right? Because you're both in need of that same quality of safety in your environment. So clearly, in a good or bad situation, if one person is a hero, they're more likely to intervene than would be someone who, let's say, is a minion. That's what I just described. That role of, I only do what I'm told, I don't act on my own, and I really don't go out of my way to help other people because it's too risky. You know what I mean? Because a villain might not like it, and they might come down on me or something. So there's way more into that, and we'll get into that some other time. But I'm actually going to continue this in the next video because I'm already at 6 minutes. So check out for part 2 on this.